Okay, so I have my 5 phases of focused note taking that I want to really make sure I'm doing every single step of. So, my first step is to create my notes, which some of this your teacher will do for you. For example, I usually give you the essential question, but you need to sometimes select what format you're going to use. Sometimes you're going to set up your own page, and then obviously you're taking your own notes. So if I look at my focus notes, I'm doing a 2-column one, and my topic is the game Among Us. And my essential question here is, how do I play it? That seems like an important question. I want to make sure that I always have these top few pieces of information. Who am I? What class is this? What's the date? Okay, so my notes are ready to go. So I am ready to start actually watching the video and taking the notes. So in this video, I want to be modeling to you how to do this. So I'll talk you through what I'm doing as I do it. I'm going to watch the video all the way through and take notes as I watch. And then afterwards, I will do the other phases of the focus note taking. I've decided that I'm going to use the 2-column template for this, and I'm going to have my notes on the left and then questions that I still have afterwards on the right. So I'll fill that part out later. But here we go.
Want to play Among Us, do you? Well, you've come to the right place, but I warn you, you will die over and over and over again. But with my help, you'll be king of the crop before too long. There are 2 teams in Among Us, the human crewmates and the alien imposters. The human's job is to complete all the tasks around the map. The alien's job is to kill enough humans to stop that from happening. An important note, if you are killed, you still have to complete your tasks. Do you think death is an escape? Get on with them. Stop wasting time. Also, this is played muted until a discussion is called. Don't ruin it for everybody else. Keep your microphone off. The human tasks are listed on the upper left of the screen and can be located in-game using the map on the upper right of the screen. Once all humans completed all their tasks, they win. Bada bing, bada boom, celebration time. The other method of victory for the humans is killing all the imposters. Humans can only kill by ejecting suspected imposters out of the game during a discussion. Discussions are called whenever a body is reported or the emergency meeting button is hastily pressed in the center of the map. During an emergency meeting, everyone unmutes, discusses, and accuses those deemed guilty, most likely a Goldwyn. You all have a Goldwyn in your group. Kill him first. At the end of the voting period, the player with the most votes is ejected into space or lava. You don't get to choose, that's map dependent. That's it for the humans. Fairly simple. The imposters, however, have a fake selection of tasks to be able to imitate a human. But as they have no opposable thumbs, they cannot actually access the tasks themselves. So perceptive humans will watch for crewmates completing an animated task, as it confirms they are human. To help the imposters, there are vents which enable fast travel around the map that only they can access. They also can periodically sabotage the ship, either by attacking the ship directly or by disabling systems. When an attack happens, the humans have a limited time to get to the issue and solve an emergency task to stop the countdown. If these are not dealt with quickly enough, then you lose, humans, and you have no one to blame but yourselves. The disruption attacks limit what the humans can see or do, giving the imposters an advantage. So imposters, you cannot sabotage more than one system at once. You have to choose and you have to make it work. Finally, there are some systems that help both sides. On some maps, there are cameras that can help you see into other parts of the map without the other players really noticing, because they're dumb and they don't see the blinking red lights and the cameras next to them. On other maps, there are heartbeat monitors that let you know if a kill has been perpetrated. Or door monitors, enabling you to figure out if someone's used a vent inside an area. Others are for you to discover on your own. I've given you the basics. I've given you the knowledge you need to succeed. Now go. Be victorious. For me.
Okay, so I have taken my notes. I'm going to put my little reminder about the different phases over here. So I've watched the video. That's what I was taking my notes on. As I was listening, I was recording stuff in bullet points. So I've done the first phase. Now I need the second and the third and the fourth phase in order to really make sense of my notes because they're a little messy. So first I need to think about my notes and revise them. Because I'm online, I have tons of different ways that I can revise this. I can highlight, I can underline, I can add, I can delete. I was doing a little of that as I was taking the notes. I was like realizing like, oh, okay, it makes sense to group stuff under like the two teams. So the humans up here, the aliens down here. And then as I heard information, I was kind of sorting it into those two different things. So that was me already kind of processing. But I also want to make sure that I'm doing things like highlighting the important stuff. So I'm going to highlight the central goal of each team. That seems really important. So humans need to complete tasks to win, or to get rid of all the imposter alien people. Okay. The aliens just need to stop the humans. Okay. Those are important things. I'm seeing something else important. I'm going to add that game is muted. So people don't talk to each other during the game, or at least you're not supposed to, until you're in a discussion. Okay, that's important. Some neutral stuff. I'm going to highlight this so that I remember that as well. But with the processing, this is me looking back at my notes and making it more clear to myself, like what's important. So I'm also going to bold and underline so that it really draws my eye. Okay, so connecting thinking, this is me analyzing my notes and thinking about connections between what I wrote and other things I know or questions that I have. So questions that I have, I'm going to put over here, and that's part of me like processing my own notes. So a question I have is, are we just sorted into two teams? Am I just sorted automatically? Or is it like, are the alien imposters robots? Like, are those actual people playing? I am not super sure. Okay, so that's going to be a question. I have another question. He made some comment about something called Goldwyn. Was that just like a weird joke that I didn't get? Is that a real thing? Was that a real tip? I guess I would figure that out also once I start playing, but good to know. And then I wasn't super sure what they meant by accessing tasks. Like, does that just mean they don't know what everyone else is working on? So I'm going to ask that too. Okay, so does that mean they don't know what the humans are doing? Okay, so those are some questions that I have. This game does kind of remind me of Mafia, so I'm going to say, especially the whole like voting on imposters to inject. I'll make a little comment to show that I'm connecting my thinking. This reminds me of Mafia, and it also kind of reminds me of the murder mystery that I went to on Halloween, where we had to like vote on who we thought had done it. So make sure with your connecting thinking, you're connecting it to other things that you know. Okay, cool. So I've done steps 2 and 3, and now I need a summary. So in my summary, I should be answering the essential question and mentioning the really important stuff from the notes. So my summary, I'm going to shorten that up so I can just put it down here. And my summary, there are two teams, humans and aliens. The humans have tasks to complete, and the aliens try to sabotage. The game is mostly muted with some discussions during which humans vote to eject certain players who they think are imposters. Okay, I think that catches the basics. Obviously, there's a lot more, but I think this is the main idea. And it sounds like a lot of the stuff are like game dependent. So they mentioned some stuff that's different game to game. Okay. And the last step here is going to be applying my learning in this specific situation, which is a weird situation for my focus notes, applying the learning is going to be me actually playing the game and seeing if I understand how to play. But with other kinds of notes, applying your learning is going to look different. Like with your Between the World and Me, the applying part is going to come when we write our essay. If you're taking notes in your math class, maybe the applying learning is you actually doing an assignment or actually taking a quiz. But these are the basics. And now you can see my notes clearly meet all 5 of the phases of focus note taking. So I am especially seeing people forget about steps 2 and 3. So make sure you are showing that you are doing those things. All right.